Fireworks have a way of bringing people together on the 4th of July, a moment of silence as we reflect on our country's freedom. This year, it could be more of a ceasefire between friends, families, and couples still fighting since last Independence Day.
A lot of people are very frustrated with their partners when they have a very different opinion.
Every single person brought up something about the election. This has never happened before in my practice.
Therapists Lurleen Aslanian and Deborah Kaufman say fewer relationships are surviving in opposing political parties. Aslanian has even added it to her list of sacred cows, or things that are off limits for conversation.
You do not criticize someone's religion, for example, and some people's political views are as important to them as their religion.
There were people who were so upset by all the machinations of what went on in this past election.
When you say crazy zealot, are you talking about you?
What I call the basket of deplorables.
If he hadn't inherited $200 million, you know where Donald Trump would be right now? Selling watches in Manhattan.
For some, the insults that took over the presidential campaign were shocking. For 21-year World Wrestling Federation promoter Bob Collins, it was all too familiar.
In many respects, Donald Trump reflected the WWE Vince McMahon playbook by, frankly, insulting your rivals.
It's no surprise. Collins worked alongside Trump at multiple WWE events, some even shaping the future president as a positive force against the organization's meddling CEO, Vince McMahon. This past year, he helped create even more villains.
Crooked Hillary Clinton.
The fake media.
It can incite nationalist fervor, political fervor, as we're seeing, or just a bad guy comes to town and he insults your town.
You people need to be reprogrammed. You continually vote against your own interests.
Today, it's led to the viral rise of Dan Stevens, the newest bad guy in Kentucky's Appalachian Mountain Wrestling League, a man whose ring name alone, the progressive liberal, can stir a crowd.
We're going to re-educate you. We're going to teach you to read and write. We're going to help you get jobs.
He's bringing an opposite perspective to what the people in the audience are expecting or wanting. And indeed, they're reacting viscerally.
But how much of our visceral reactions to the political arena can be attributed to a wrestling-inspired campaign strategy? Corporate leadership expert Doug Van Dyke says plenty.
My definition of leadership is 3 simple words: leaders impact culture. And it does have to do with behaviors, actions. Leaders set the tone for the whole organization and sometimes for the whole country.
Jack Riley, a political science expert who specializes in voter behavior, says people are more effectively sorted into political parties than ever, both online and geographically in certain parts of the country.
A lot of people like to say, internet and social media and Twitter, like it's all ruining everything. It's also just basic factors of what we do for a living, how we live, and we're finding ourselves around more people that think like us for a variety of reasons.
So how do we escape the echo chambers? Aslanian calls for an end to the right and wrong approach to discourse. Kaufman says simply listen before you speak.
People are meant to be social beings, and it's not just about couples and families, it's also in friendships.
Maybe we can start by watching the same fireworks light up the sky, in silence, and feeling something we haven't felt together in a long time: patriotic.